Aneta Corsaut refused to have a child with Andy Griffith. Now we know why. Aneta Corsaut was an American actress who left a lasting impression on television and film through her memorable performances, most notably as Helen Crump on The Andy Griffith Show. Born on November 3, 1933, in Hutchinson, Kansas, Aneta Louise Corsaut grew up in a modest Midwestern town, where she developed an early passion for acting. After high school, she pursued her dreams by studying drama at Northwestern University, one of the premier institutions for theatrical arts. During this time, Corsaut honed her acting skills and built a foundation for a career that would later lead her to iconic roles on both the small and big screens. Aneta Corsaut began her acting career in the late 1950s, making a name for herself with roles in both television and film. Her first notable appearance came in the 1958 sci-fi cult classic The Blob, where she starred opposite Steve McQueen in his debut role. This appearance marked the beginning of a steady rise in her career, demonstrating her versatility and ability to handle a range of roles. Corsaut continued to land small but significant roles in various television series, such as The Detectives, Death Valley Days, and Gunsmoke. However, it was her role on The Andy Griffith Show that would solidify her place in television history. In 1963, Corsaut joined The Andy Griffith Show as Helen Crump, the love interest and later fiancé of Sheriff Andy Taylor, played by Andy Griffith. Her portrayal of the gentle, intelligent schoolteacher resonated with viewers, who admired her character's calm demeanor and strong moral compass. Helen Crump quickly became a beloved figure in the show, and her relationship with Andy Taylor evolved into one of the most endearing love stories on television at the time. Corsaut's nuanced portrayal of Helen added depth and warmth to the show, complementing the down-to-earth charm that made The Andy Griffith Show such a timeless classic. Her chemistry with Andy Griffith was undeniable, and it helped turn Helen Crump into an integral part of the series. Corsaut reprised the role in the show's spin-off, Mayberry RFD, ensuring her connection to the world of Mayberry for years to come. Beyond her iconic role on The Andy Griffith Show, Corsaut continued to work steadily in television throughout the 1960s and 1970s, often appearing in popular series such as The Blue Knight, Adam 12, Emergency, and Columbo. Her ability to seamlessly transition between dramatic and lighter roles showcased her range as an actress. She also had guest roles in medical dramas like House Calls, where she appeared alongside Lynn Redgrave. Her versatility allowed her to work across different genres, including comedy, drama, and even action-packed crime shows. Throughout these appearances, Corsaut demonstrated a natural ability to captivate audiences with her approachable and relatable performances. While her acting career flourished, Corsaut also maintained a deep connection to the stage. She frequently performed in theater productions, which allowed her to continue refining her craft and express her love for live performance. Corsaut believed that her work on stage helped her improve her screen acting, as the demands of theater pushed her to be more versatile and spontaneous in her approach. Her passion for acting was evident in every role she took on, from her early days as a student of drama to her more seasoned performances later in her career. In addition to her acting, Aneta Corsaut was also a writer. In 1979, she co-authored the Mystery Reader's Quiz Book with Muff Singer, which showcased her love for literature and intellectual pursuits outside of acting. This literary work allowed Corsaut to share another side of her personality, one that reflected her curiosity and engagement with the world beyond the entertainment industry. Her passion for reading and writing further cemented her as a well-rounded individual who embraced creativity in all its forms. Aneta Corsaut refused to have a child with Andy Griffith. Now we know why. Aneta Corsaut's relationship with Andy Griffith was a complex and tumultuous one, steeped in both passion and controversy. Known for her role as Helen Crump on The Andy Griffith Show, Corsaut developed a close personal bond with Griffith off-screen that sparked numerous rumors and set tongues wagging both within and outside Hollywood. The two shared undeniable chemistry on set, which translated into an affair that was known to many who worked on the show. Despite Griffith's charm and the growing bond between them, Corsaut ultimately refused to marry him or have a child with him, a decision that, when examined closely, reveals the depth of her wisdom and integrity. Andy Griffith's unwavering affection for Aneta Corsaut. Andy Griffith was undeniably enamored with Aneta Corsaut. His fondness for her seemed to surpass the boundaries of mere affection, growing into an obsession of sorts. Griffith, who was already a well-established actor and beloved for his role as Sheriff Andy Taylor, found himself deeply attracted to Corsaut, both personally and professionally. According to reports, Griffith became so taken with her that he proposed marriage to her, despite the glaring fact that he was already married at the time. This was not a one-time occurrence. As Corsaut hinted in later years, Griffith had popped the question multiple times, with estimates suggesting at least 2 or 3 proposals. It is easy to understand why Griffith might have been drawn to Corsaut. Not only was she beautiful and intelligent, but she also shared the same screen presence and poise that Griffith himself possessed. Their on-screen romance as Sheriff Andy Taylor and schoolteacher Helen Crump mirrored their off-screen connection, making it hard to separate fiction from reality. However, Corsaut, despite her own feelings for Griffith, turned down his advances and refused his proposals. She knew that accepting his offer would have tethered her to a relationship steeped in infidelity and deception, something she was unwilling to do. While the affair between Griffith and Corsaut was intended to be kept under wraps, it quickly became an open secret. Those who worked on the set of the Andy Griffith Show soon became aware of their behind-the-scenes romance. In fact, their relationship became such a poorly kept secret that it led to an awkward and unforgettable prank. According to one well-known story, crew members decided to play a practical joke on Griffith and Corsaut by surprising them at a hotel where the two had gone for some private time. When the crew arrived at the hotel to catch the couple off guard, Griffith and Corsaut were taken aback, and the incident reportedly did not sit well with either of them. What had begun as an attempt to inject some humor into their secret tryst turned into an embarrassing and tense situation, further highlighting the precarious nature of their relationship. Despite Corsaut's efforts to maintain her integrity, she ultimately found herself in the role of the other woman, a position she never wanted but was nevertheless trapped in. Her refusal to marry Griffith did not change the fact that she was romantically involved with a man who was already committed to someone else. This weighed heavily on Corsaut, who was reportedly conflicted about her relationship with Griffith. She had built her career on portraying virtuous characters like Helen Crump, who upheld strong moral values. But in real life, she was entangled in an affair that was the antithesis of the wholesome image she portrayed on television. Many fans of the show placed Griffith on a pedestal, seeing him as an extension of the morally upright Sheriff Andy Taylor. However, Corsaut came to realize that the real Andy Griffith was far more flawed than his on-screen persona. He was, after all, a man who was willing to engage in an extramarital affair, and Corsaut feared that if he could cheat on his wife with her, he might one day cheat on her with someone else. This fear became a guiding principle in her decision to never fully commit to Griffith. She knew that a relationship founded on betrayal was unlikely to lead to lasting happiness. Corsaut's later years were marked by personal tragedy. She never married or had children, a decision that some believe was influenced by her tumultuous relationship with Griffith and the lessons she learned from it. In a sense, Corsaut may have been wise to avoid the pitfalls of marriage, especially one that began under the shadow of infidelity. She seemed to understand the painful truth that if you cheat on one spouse, you'll cheat on them all. Her decision not to marry Griffith or have children with him was a reflection of her recognition of his flaws and her unwillingness to accept a life built on lies. In the years leading up to her tragic death, Corsaut reportedly opened up about her bitter marriage, a metaphorical reference to her long-standing relationship with Griffith. Although they never married in the legal sense, the emotional weight of their connection hung over her like a cloud. Corsaut's untimely death in 1995 at the age of 62 from cancer left many unanswered questions about the full extent of her relationship with Griffith. However, it is clear that she had come to terms with the painful realities of their affair. Perhaps she understood that a life of secrecy and deception would never lead to true fulfillment. One of the more shocking revelations about Corsaut and Griffith's affair came from those who worked closely with the pair. According to reports, one of the show's directors once walked into Griffith's hotel room, only to find him and Corsaut engaged in a very different kind of role-playing than the schoolteacher and sheriff dynamic they portrayed on screen. This incident exposed the depth of their personal relationship, which had clearly transcended their professional roles on the show. For Corsaut, this moment of exposure may have been a turning point, an embarrassing reminder that their relationship was built on secrecy and betrayal. It is possible that this incident reinforced Corsaut's decision not to marry Griffith. She had seen firsthand how their relationship was viewed by others, and she understood that it was not built on the solid foundation required for a lasting partnership. More importantly, she realized that Griffith was not the faithful, morally upright man he portrayed on television. He was capable of cheating on his wife, and Corsaut feared that he would one day cheat on her in the same way. Aneta Corsaut made a conscious decision to live her life on her own terms. She never married or had children, perhaps because of the painful lessons she learned from her relationship with Griffith. Although she may have loved him, she was not willing to sacrifice her integrity for the sake of a relationship built on lies and infidelity. Corsaut's decision to remain single and childless was a reflection of her strength and independence. She understood that true happiness could not be found in a relationship founded on betrayal, and she chose to walk away from the life Griffith offered her. In the end, Corsaut's legacy is defined not only by her work as an actress but also by her refusal to compromise her values. She may have been deeply involved with Andy Griffith, but she was wise enough to see that their relationship was not built to last. By choosing to remain independent, Corsaut demonstrated a level of self-awareness and courage that few possess. Her story serves as a powerful reminder that sometimes the strongest decisions are the ones we make for ourselves, even when they come at a personal cost.